The man Jesus is a man of his time, his social time, historical time, and a product of his economic times. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is born in poverty, utter dire poverty in Nazareth. How could he, having known all of us here, having known how bad, how evil, how devastating poverty is, not even poverty could be, poverty is, how could Jesus, the man, be comfortable in his poverty and does nothing to struggle himself out of poverty, to rid himself of poverty, and is comfortable for over 33 years? How, I mean, all of us knowing how poverty is and what it does, he seems to be comfortable with it. And we don't see him doing any economic activity to rid himself of poverty. How could it be?
Now, there is quite a number of things in that question, but let me start from this aspect. One, it is difficult, all right, to separate. That's the correct English word. It is difficult and unwarranted to separate Jesus the man and Jesus God. And I really understand.
It is?
It is difficult and unwarranted to separate Jesus the man and Jesus God. And I do understand why you are very emphatic on Jesus the man because of the interest of your question. But I need also to do a cover up for proper theology in responding to this question. That there is no single time when there is Jesus the man without Jesus the God, and when there is Jesus the God without Jesus the man, because it is God incarnate. I think I wanted to start from that point so that people get to understand that point. It is God incarnate.
You're saying Jesus the man and Jesus the God can be distinguished, but they cannot be separated.
Yes, exactly. But I do actually even understand your emphasis. Now, first of all, Jesus altogether was never, has never, and will never be comfortable with poverty. Yes, Jesus was never, has never, and will never be comfortable with poverty, because poverty is sin. Poverty is not just something bad. Poverty is sin. So there is no any single time in history or in eternity that God will ever be comfortable with sin. I normally tell people that you do not need only to fight poverty, you also need to repent poverty, because it is a sin.
So we need to pray the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6.
If you're out there and you are poor, you need to pray the model prayer that says, forgive us our poverty. So God has never been comfortable with poverty. He has never. And I also wanted to point out that, because I think it is also pregnant in your question.
One wonders, cannot stop wondering why it is painted as such in all these discourses. Born in dire poverty, raised in utter poverty, and his speech and manner of talk seems to exude it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He fights it. In the speech. He doesn't. He fights it in the speech, because he says that I have come to set free the poor.
Okay.
And then he says, blessed. The Bible is actually against poverty. I don't know of any other book that actually preaches against poverty like the Bible. But in past Christianities, it was actually, these verses were misrepresented, and it was communicated by former teachers like there's a blessing in being poor, and then there's this whole fallacy and deception of when you're poor, you're more spiritual. That's wrong.
The challenge is
That's wrong. That's wrong.
the
You are
challenge.
not more spiritual when you're poor. You are actually more spiritual when you are wealthy. Why? Because there are less temptations in poverty than in wealth. So when you see a wealthy man attending church, then that guy or that person is very spiritual.
Pastor, forgive me, but the challenge is, despite this dire poverty in which he lives and is born and is raised, we don't see him starting an income generating activity. In fact,
Thank you.
he dissuades his disciples from income generating activities. He finds people doing fishing and say, leave it. He finds the tax collector doing the tax collection, say, leave it. Is this guy pro income generating activities? Is he really against poverty?
Now, the answer to that is the mission. What had God come to do? Had he come to start a business? Had he come to solve an entrepreneurship problem? That's not what he had come to do. The mission. So he had not come to be rich, because God doesn't make money. He's wealth itself.
Yeah.
Okay? So he that was not the mission for him. So when you ask, why didn't Jesus deal with his poverty? Isn't it? He had no poverty. I'll give you an example. Why for him as an individual, he didn't have any poverty to deal with. He had other people's poverty to deal with. That was the mission, not his poverty.
Foxes have where to live,
Yes.
but the Son of Man
Yes.
has nowhere.
Do you know that someone who doesn't have where to live has everywhere to live? Do you
I follow very
you need
well.
to understand him. So he's not like you have a single unit. And once it is demolished, you have nowhere else, because you only have that where to live. You get the point? So when they are demanding the tax collectors of the Roman Empire hold him custody, he says that he sends someone, go to the sea, the first fish that you catch, you bring the man and pay to this. Do you see the sources of his income? That's not someone that you need to bank on your entrepreneurship skills. So his mission was not to get himself out of the poverty. He was born within poverty to represent those he had come to save and what he had come to save them from. Christ came to save you from your poverty, he did not come to save himself from the poverty, because he never suffered any poverty. He came to die for you, the poor. Only the rich, like he was, could die for the poor.
Only the
like
rich.
You, yes.
Only the rich.
Like he was, could die for the poor like you. So we do not see Jesus in the marketplace with a shelf there, trying to make money or ends meet for himself. He was food itself. He could not work for food. He couldn't work for a house, for a car. He had all of that. He came that we get all of that he had. That was the mission.
The mission.
Yes. Thank you very much.
The mission.